Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. I'm officially back from Montreal. Checked out the Edmonton Oilers and Montreal Canadiens. Unfortunately, that game was definitely one to forget, a 6-2 Oilers loss, but on that day, I did get to meet 3 or 4 of the subscribers of this channel there. Was great meeting all of you. Thank you for coming up, saying hi. I would not be where I am without all my amazing supporters, so thank you to all of you. And like I said, great meeting some of you in Montreal. It definitely made it a special day for me, despite the Oilers' loss. So it was a crazy weekend news-wise, have a lot to catch up on with you guys, but just before I get started, want to give out a special shout-out. If you guys are on Twitter and you aren't following this account already, go follow @OilerAlert. This account does an amazing job of tracking all the latest Oilers news. Definitely my new go-to source. With all that said, let's get started with the latest. We all expected Jesse Puljujarvi to be either traded or placed on waivers today so the Oilers could activate Kailer Yamamoto. However, once again, Jesse Puljujarvi did not end up on waivers. Yamamoto sounded ready to go. He laid a big hit on Brett Kulak in practice. But according to TSN's Ryan Rishaug, Yamo isn't quite ready yet, and Rishaug doesn't expect any imminent moves. So, the Jesse Puljujarvi saga continues. My theory is that Ken Holland wants to use Jesse in one of his bigger trade deadline deals, so he's trying to hold out as long as he can to try and make that happen. But he may ultimately run out of time and options, which would eventually see Jesse placed on waivers. Friday's game against the New York Rangers is the next possible deadline. Jesse would need to go on waivers Thursday or be traded by early Friday to activate Kailer Yamamoto. Devon Shore was recalled from Bakersfield due to some players being under the weather, so he remains with the team for now. After clearing waivers yesterday, Devon Shore can be assigned to Bakersfield at any time. He doesn't require waivers again until after the trade deadline. There was a brief scare as Leon Draisaitl and Evander Kane were both not on the ice today, but Jay Woodcroft expects both players in the lineup tomorrow against Detroit, saying it was just a maintenance day for both players. TSN's Jason Greger reports that Draisaitl has been dealing with a nagging upper body injury, which would explain why he has looked off lately. Now obviously the biggest news over the past few days has centered around San Jose Sharks defenseman Erik Karlsson. I've been saying all season, I just don't know how you make it all work, but clearly they are trying to find a way. The latest information on Karlsson comes from TSN insider Pierre Lebrun, appearing on the Got Your Back podcast this morning. He stated, there is no maximum on the amount of cap space that the Sharks are willing to retain on Erik Karlsson to get a deal done. There were reports that the Sharks were only willing to retain 18 to 20%, so that's clearly not true. The Sharks are able to retain as much as 50%, but obviously you need to pay up in assets heading their way. TSN insider Chris Johnston also noted that the reported price tag of the Sharks demanding 3 first-round picks also wasn't accurate. Again, it depends on what you want the Sharks to retain in the deal. We know that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl want Erik Karlsson. They played together at the All-Star game, clearly talked. The Oilers' renewed interest in Erik Karlsson isn't coming out of nowhere. No one is denying that this will be a difficult deal to consummate, but where there's a will, there's a way. Here is my proposed trade scenario for Erik Karlsson. Erik Karlsson to the Edmonton Oilers for a total cap hit of $6.9 million, with the San Jose Sharks retaining 40% or $4.6 million. To the San Jose Sharks, Tyson Barrie, who's earning $4.5 million this year and next. Barrie would be an immediate replacement for Erik Karlsson, and also a player the Sharks can flip at next year's trade deadline for another asset. Jesse Puljujarvi, currently earning $3 million, a restricted free agent at year's end. The Sharks can test drive Puljujarvi. If there's no fit, don't qualify him, and he's off the books. If he fits, sign him for a cheap contract. Warren Foegele, currently earning $2.75 million for this year and next. Foegele can be a useful player for the Sharks, and can also be flipped at next year's trade deadline for an asset. Evan Bouchard, a key piece in the deal for the Sharks. Bush can be a top 4 D-man for the Sharks for years to come. He needs a new deal, but the price shouldn't be too high yet. Xavier Bourgault, another key piece for the Sharks. Bourgault projects as a top 6 forward for a rebuilding team. As a bonus, Bourgault has all 3 years of his entry-level contract still on the table. Edmonton's 2023 first-round draft pick. In a deep draft, this pick should prove valuable for a team building for the future. Some people will say this trade package is too much. Some may say it's not enough. But I think it's in the ballpark and gives both sides great value. In addition to this trade, I would bring in Nick Bjugstad from the Arizona Coyotes, who can play right wing and center, and right shot D Radko Gudas from the Florida Panthers for some depth. My final roster following the trade deadline would look like this. It's a 21-man roster featuring 12 forwards, 7 defensemen, and 2 goaltenders. As you can see, I'm actually $311,500 over the salary cap with this roster, so the Oilers would need to get the Coyotes or Panthers to retain a bit on Bjugstad or Gudas, but I'm sure they could figure out that small amount. What do you guys think? Ideally, I'd like a bigger addition at forward as well, but I prioritize defense with losing Barrie and Bouchard. Here's a quick rundown of some other Oilers news from the past few days. The following was reported on 32 Thoughts with Elliot Friedman and Jeff Merrick. The Oilers appear to be out on Jakob Chychrun. It's looking like Chychrun could be headed to either the Los Angeles Kings or Boston Bruins. But as of this recording, nothing is done, and he's just being held out of the lineup. The Oilers are considering Arizona Coyotes defenseman Shane Gostisbehere as a backup option if they are unable to land Erik Karlsson. Gostisbehere is a pending UFA, earning only $4.5 million, so a much easier deal to do, but obviously nowhere near as impactful. The Oilers have interest in Detroit Red Wings forward Tyler Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi, a left-shot winger, is a pending UFA, currently earning $4.75 million. Battling injuries, he's appeared in just 21 games this season, recording 2 goals and 6 assists, but he is coming off a 30-goal season last year. Multiple sources are reporting that Columbus Blue Jackets defenseman Vladislav Gavrikov is being held out for trade-related reasons. Gavrikov has been linked to the Oilers for the past few months, but recent reports indicated that Gavrikov would be unwilling to sign an extension with the Oilers if they acquired him. Well, guys, I think that gets you caught up on all the latest. Like I said, it was a crazy weekend news-wise, so just trying to get everything sorted out here for today's video. Jesse Puljujarvi remains a focal point for the Oilers. No trade, no waiver placement yet. Does something happen by Friday? We shall see. As I said, TSN's Ryan Rishaug doesn't expect anything imminent, but something could pop up and surprise all of us. So let me know what you guys think. Should the Oilers pursue Erik Karlsson? Is there other targets you think the Oilers should focus on? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel, and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.